It's not often that we're thankful for being forgetful, but there is a famous Jewish story about exactly that. There's a mitzvah in the Torah that says that if you leave some of your crops, then you are obliged to leave them in the field and not to go back and gather them. And so there's a famous story of one rabbi who is gathering all his crops, who forgets some of his crops, and finally can give thanks to God to say, thank you for that moment of forgetfulness so that I can now fulfill this mitzvah, which I wasn't able to fulfill before because I was so careful about picking up all of my crops. In Judaism, we tend to split mitzvot, commandments, into time-bound and non-time-bound. So a time-bound mitzvah might be to celebrate Shabbat or to celebrate Hanukkah, which is coming up with great speed. A non-time-bound mitzvah, for example, is to keep kosher. But there seems to be a sort of mitzvah that falls in between, which is the mitzvah that's dependent on another sort of timing. For example, dependent on the time when we forget, or dependent on the timing of someone else. For example, the most often repeated mitzvah in Torah is the mitzvah of welcoming the stranger into our camp, into our place of living. That is only time-bound in the sense that it's dependent on when someone arrives. That time is now, right now. We are bringing 20 to 25 Afghan refugee families to Santa Fe to settle, to start a new life. Each family is between 1 and 5 people, and they're going to start arriving in the next 2 weeks or so, and will arrive for the months after that. Temple Beth Shalom is going to be one of many communities that is helping form a team to co-sponsor a family. A team is 4 to 12 people, although we've learned that families like to work with about 6 to 8 people, not necessarily 12, because that's quite a lot of people to deal with. So each team is 4 to 12 people and needs to work out how to fund that team as well, because each family needs $6,000 to help them settle. They get some financial assistance from the state, but they will need extra money for the duration while they get their feet on the ground and while they find employment, which tends to take 6 to 8 months. Temple Beth Shalom is putting together a team for this mitzvah. And in the email where this has been sent out, you will see the links. Rabbi Jenny has offered to volunteer her time to help coordinate the volunteers for the Temple Beth Shalom team. What does it mean to be part of that team? It means to be in charge of one particular aspect of helping these people, these families, come to Santa Fe. So, for example, you may sign up for the line that says, help show them around the sites. That's it. You are in charge of that. Or help them with tutoring. Maybe if the family has kids, the family that we are given, maybe if they have kids, to help make sure that they get to school, and if they need extra assistance, to help find volunteers to help tutor them. This is a team effort. This is a whole community effort. Even though there are 4 to 12 slots to fill, you as one of the people who volunteers may need other volunteers to say, I need people to help me schlep furniture, for example, to help set up the house before they arrive. We are going to fill the Temple Beth Shalom team first. Once we've done that, if we have more volunteers who want to help, they can also go on the Interfaith Leadership Alliance team. And this is a very special, important thing because this is a cross-communal team. This is a team from differing faith communities, and that's especially important for the really small faith communities in Santa Fe who would like to help, but who can't help create an entire team. So we're putting together the Temple Beth Shalom team first, unless you are a volunteer who says, I specifically want to be on the ILA team. In order to volunteer, all you have to do is click on the link in the email. You'll see exactly what's available and you sign up there. And we will be in touch as we know more. We cannot take a family until our team is filled, until every one of the slots is filled. This is an extraordinary mitzvah opportunity, and I don't say that in the sense of it's a chance for us to win mitzvah points. What I mean is, this is what it's about. This is what Judaism, what Temple Beth Shalom is really, truly about. I know that some people will not be able to help. In order to assist, you have to go through the training, the Lutheran Family Services training. That's only a 2-hour training program, but it is essential. I know that there are some people who are thinking, I would love to help, but I really can't. I don't have the time, I don't have the physical ability. You may then be able to help financially because each family needs that $6,000. Or you may be able to help in other ways. If you want to help, but you can't necessarily sign up for one of the specific lines mentioned in the email, please email Rabbi Jenny and she'll help find you something to do. This is that moment, that rare moment of a mitzvah coming to us. This is where we hear the call from God to say, if you can help, now is the time to help. I do hope that you'll be able to join in with the Temple Beth Shalom efforts and with the Interfaith Leadership Alliance efforts to sponsor a family, an Afghan refugee family coming to Santa Fe. And by sponsor, I mean either financially or in terms of physical assistance. Please have a look at the email, please sign up, and thank you in advance for being able to take care of those in desperate need in our community. And thank you for showing us really what Temple Beth Shalom stands for in this extraordinary moment. Shabbat Shalom.